Hello friends, Del Ballou. I actually thought that I had finished this painting, but I decided after all was said and done that I wanted to include some birds. I did include some of those distant birds, but I have gone back through my photos and I have found some birds that I wanted to include, and I'm going to be including, I've done a little basic painting here for these two using this photograph, and I'm using this little guy and this little guy as being down on the beach. One thing I wanted to mention about these photographs, for one thing, they are my photographs. I took them at the beach, and this is the bird that I've chosen for this particular position. Now, most of my birds seem to all be facing the same direction or coming in from the same direction. Now, I can take these to my photo viewer and I can actually flip them and make some of them coming from a different direction. And that would certainly be more interesting in a painting if you were going to do more than one or two. And I would suggest that you do either 3 or 5. That's the general rule for this kind of thing when you're talking about numbers of things. So I've already, as I said, I've done the preliminary things, and I'll be using my little script brush and certainly my detail brush to get more into the actual details. And I think it's important when you're painting from a photograph and you're painting representationally that you pay attention to the object that you are painting from, in this case from a photograph. And this bird, on first observation, especially if you're there at the beach and a whole flock of them comes down and comes to visit you, you might think they're pretty much black and white, maybe a little gray, but they actually have a good bit of yellow in them. So I'm going to try to imitate this as much as possible, and I'm probably going to speed up this film so that you can watch, and then I'll show you a photograph of the finished product. So just hang in there with me and let's add a little more interest to this beach. Well, as you can see, I have signed this painting. By the time I put my signature on it, I have decided it is finished. I did go back and do a few more sort of shadows under my water that has come on shore and is receding back. And I encountered a problem that there's really no solution for unless I go back and do some darker area, and that is getting the white to show up. The highlight on this bird, on its head, is not very bright, not very intense, but for this painting that's just going to have to do. There's another solution to that kind of thing, and that is to put the bird further up in the painting so that there is a darker background for the bird. But for now, this bird is landing on the beach, and therefore I didn't really want him up any further. I was attempting to fill in some blank space, but at a beach, that's not really blank space, it's beach. So I hope you've learned something from this experience. And these little guys down here are relatively small. They do cast a shadow, not a very deep shadow, because this is not a bright, sunshiny day. So as I've said, I hope you've learned something from these sessions on this particular painting. And I will be back with other videos. I would hope that you would like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm always happy to read your comments and your questions. So thank you once again for watching, and have a great painting day.